And here is the main competitor of our Su-57, the American F-35 today. An uncompromising battle will unfold in the air between these machines. Of course, for the hearts and wallets of buyers around the world, an important point, if we have the original aircraft on our parking lot, which participates in the flight program, then this is a beautiful, but just a mock-up. Russian helicopters, airplanes, drones, and other equipment are here now at the largest aerospace forum, the Dubai Airshow. The most renowned global brands, American, French, Chinese, and others, have brought their products here, but Russian equipment attracts special interest. We'll tell and show you in today's episode on the Vremya Vipir channel. The Dubai Airshow is not exactly a show in the usual sense for us. It's more of a major business event where multi-billion-dollar contracts are signed and the shape of the armed forces for the coming decades is determined. Entry here is only available to professionals, which is why you see so many military personnel among the visitors. These are delegations from the ministries of defense and air forces of different countries, as well as businessmen, heads of private military companies, and technical specialists. Time is of the essence. They all came here to choose the very best, and there's plenty to choose from. The United States, China, France, the United Kingdom, and other countries have brought their exhibits to compete for buyers, especially from the so-called Global South. This time, Russia has outdone itself and brought about 900 product samples, with 30 of the most in-demand ones presented in real form. Let me tell you about some of them. The newest 5K655 engine for drones and small aircraft. For example, for something like this upgraded Russian-modified Ansat-M helicopter, the hero of many of our episodes, it is already taking to the skies with the 5K655 engine as part of flight tests. The multi-purpose Ansat is being presented abroad for the first time in its import-substituted version. Now it features updated avionics and autopilot, improved fuel, oil, and other systems, composite body elements, and a Russian 5K655 engine instead of the Canadian one. Next to it on the parking lot is the K-32A11M, a specialized helicopter for firefighting and rescue operations, equipped with two modern Russian 5K2005 engines and a 1500 Fertistarka-02 engine. In general, we paid special attention to this exhibition because we have something to show. The heart of any aircraft is, of course, its engine. The 177S is the newest engine for fifth-generation aircraft, with increased service life, increased thrust, and most importantly, it allows us to re-engine the Sukhoi family aircraft that are already in operation. The product that wins the competition is the one with the best efficiency, reliability, and performance. The 177S is a true masterpiece. Engineers managed to triple its service life to 6,000 hours while increasing thrust and reducing fuel consumption by 7% in all modes. In addition, modifications of this unit with even more impressive characteristics are already in the active testing phase. And here's another long-awaited novelty. Yak 130M, created on the basis of the well-known Yaka 130, allows for both training new military pilots and performing combat missions. It is equipped with new avionics, a radar system, new communications, and a new weapon system, which makes it extremely effective. 2 prototypes were built at the Irkutsk aviation plant and are now being tested. Another highlight at the exhibition was the upgraded Il-76 in its export version. It was the 76s that brought the lion's share of Russian equipment to Dubai in their cargo holds, including disassembled planes and helicopters. The Il-76 MD-90A is a real workhorse of our skies, based on the well-known 76, but it features many improvements, including 4 powerful Viertelstarke 90A engines. Remember, we filmed their production for you at the Perm Motors plant. Drones are clearly the main focus of the exhibition, with exhibits multiplying in the past 2 years. Here you can see this. Such giants always draw public attention, but Russia took a different path and brought to the exhibition only those drones that have been tested in real operations. The number of drones at the exhibition is truly impressive. Heavy military systems, transport UAVs, loitering munitions, cruise missiles, no national pavilion was without them. In the Russian sector, there aren't such impressive futuristic models as the foreign ones, but our products have an undeniable advantage: real combat experience and proven effectiveness. We'll come back to this issue later. There you go. A completely new trend is the sharply increased number of air taxi models. They all look more or less the same and are presented as prototypes. Perhaps the only machine worth noting is the vertical takeoff and landing aircraft powered by electricity from the American company Joby Aviation. It was the only one allowed to participate in the flight program and demonstrated its capabilities. The project has been in development since 2009 and is now close to real-world operation. In general, such international exhibitions are good because you can see the direction in which the engineering thought of other schools is moving and what competitors are offering. Americans and Europeans undoubtedly still dominate the field of civil aircraft manufacturing, although not without problems. This should be acknowledged, and we should actively develop our own projects. But the United States military exhibition was not very impressive. Mostly, we see the same, far from new, airplanes and helicopters as at other forums in previous years. However, we can't afford to relax. The Americans are brilliant at compensating for technical shortcomings with lobbying and sanctions against competitors. And at this exhibition, the main intrigue unfolded around negative open rivalry. 5th-generation fighters, our Su-57 and their F-35. Of course, it's not entirely correct to compare them directly, but these are the aircraft that attracted the most attention from both the press and the audience. And here is the main competitor to our Su-57, the American F-35 today. An uncompromising battle will unfold in the air between these two aircraft. Of course, an important point. If there's an original aircraft at our parking lot that's part of the flight program, then this is a beautiful but just a mock-up. The flight program, Dubai Airshow, is also a battlefield. You can claim any specifications you want, but try showing them in the sky in front of tens of thousands of professionals from all over the world. The Americans brought in the F-16, F-22, and F-35. We demonstrated aerobatics with the Ka-52, Su-57, and Su-35. It's almost impossible to compare the programs. They're just too different. United States pilots accelerate to very high speeds, sometimes close to supersonic. This requires their planes to move far away from the spectators and takes a lot of time. Mostly, on the ground, the observer sees clear skies, through which a fighter jet occasionally roars by. This is also a major issue for the F-35 recently. A scandal emerged in Belgium. It turned out that there isn't enough airspace for full training flights on the extremely expensive American fighter jets that were purchased. The country had to ask Italy and the Netherlands to provide their airspace. In addition, the F-35 is 5 times louder than its predecessor, the F-16, which the local residents really dislike. We saw all of this for ourselves during the demonstration flights, or rather flyovers, of the American fighter jets. The Russian method is entirely different. Thanks to their high maneuverability and outstanding performance, our aircraft demonstrate exceptionally impressive and spectacular aerobatics. The main highlight of this exhibition is being shown here for the first time, on the ground and in the air. Are you seeing it now? It's being towed to the parking area on the airfield right now, where it will undergo pre-flight preparations and then take part in the flights. Today we'll be able to see this incredible dance in the sky, and we've been promised that it will perform some aerobatic maneuvers that have never been demonstrated on it before. Isn't it beautiful? Here's the hero of Russia. Sergei Leonidovich Bogdan, chief pilot of the Sukhoi Design Bureau, prepares for flight in his Su-57 in the air. He demonstrates advanced aerobatics, critical modes, spin rotations at stall angles, and attack maneuvers. But there is a nuance. The entire program is performed with full-size, full-weight weapon mock-ups on board, unlike the Americans. And this is important because the missiles make the aircraft significantly heavier. But we have shown that even under such conditions, the fighter can conduct a maneuverable air battle, reaching critical flight modes. And in one episode, 2 out of 3 compartments were deliberately open, which created asymmetry. However, even in this case, Su-57 flawlessly executed the program. Of course, it will be decided who is stronger in the sky. On the opening day of the exhibition, buyers officially announced that Russia had delivered the first Su-57E for export. Such contracts are classified these days, but it is known that there are now many more people who want to acquire the fighter and other Russian equipment. It's easy to see why. Russia has participated in the Dubai Airshow before and attends other events too. Is there a growing interest from buyers? Is there any positive trend in this regard?
Right now the trend is very strong for us and the interest is huge. Why is that? Because all the equipment we've shown was directly used in the special military operation. Any buyer, of course, looks at whether this equipment can actually fight or not, how effective it is, and we can demonstrate all of that, including on screen and, if possible, even show it in the air, which is great.
I wish you success. Thank you very much. Thank you. The legendary Soviet aircraft designer Andrei Nikolaevich Tupolev used to say that only beautiful airplanes can fly well. And he would add, those created by good people. All visitors to the exhibition could see this for themselves during the performance of the aerobatic team Ruski Vityazi on the Su-35. It wasn't just a flight, it was a ballet in the sky. True art, the harmony of technology, soul, and courage is the best highlight of the entire show.